it working? Okay, welcome to my class, everyone. How's the weekend? Good. Are we all ready for exams? No. Why not? Are you ready for the holiday after the exam? There we go. Okay, just very quickly, who can tell me about corporate social responsibility? Just anything. What do you have? Wow, that's an excellent answer. I like that. Yes, please.
They basically need to do like sponsorships with different backgrounds so that they're involved in different communities.
Excellent. Can you give me an example?
Like KFC, the ad to Rand for Hope.
Yeah? Oh, cool. And also do like cricket and stuff. Who else?
I know it's being the business has to be transparent and honest and also empower the community around them.
So it's kind of like an ethical thing, yeah? Okay. Why do we need ethics?
To make sure the business runs successfully.
Okay.
So the business has a good reputation and continues getting, well, also to look after the community around it so that the community has money to spend on the business as well as keeping a good reputation for the business.
Exactly. So who's the most important? Can you think of the word? If you invested into the business, what are you? Stakeholder. Excellent. Geez, you guys, come and teach me, please. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so just an overview. I think you guys have covered a lot. As you said in the beginning, businesses and individuals, but we're looking more at corporate social responsibility. It is almost a duty to help the community. And there's a word that I'll bring up later. It's called sustainability. Yeah. So if you went out to a homeless person and gave them a sandwich every day, is that sustainable?
No.
So what would be sustainable? Give an example. How could you make his life, his family, and his community sustainable?
You could teach him like a skill like gardening so that he could create his own source of income so that he's not dependent on you, but he runs something on himself.
Perfect. Who else? Any ideas? What is the key to everything? What did Mandela say the key to everything is?
Education.
Perfect. Okay, you guys come teach, please. Okay, now obviously you have broader. Hi, how are you? I'm Mr. Taylor, nice to meet you. Okay, so you have South Africa's constitution. When it was written, at the time was the fairest constitution in the world. Okay, so that's broader responsibility, and we will have a little discussion right now what we think of how governments implemented stuff and what they've actually done. Okay, and then we'll run through this as well. What are the problems in South Africa? We know high unemployment, poverty, disease, pollution, crime, energy, and water supply. Okay, we discussed sustainability, and well done for bringing up stakeholders. Okay, I've got a little video here. Can I play it? Can I? Okay. Who enjoys this topic? There we go. I like when people tell the truth, huh? Huh? Did I really believe you? The confidence in your voices there. Okay. Is this loud enough?
respect for customers, the society, and the environment. CSR can also help attract customers towards the company. This leads to more profit of the community. It can also help create deeper relationships with customers. However, mismanagement of CSR can lead to companies claiming to be helping the environment and community, but could be lying and not actually doing what they claim to be doing. There is no way to guarantee that a company is following its CSR policy. Costs of CSR are not fair for smaller businesses as they cannot always afford to take action to help their community. Here are some good and bad examples of companies. Companies who do greenwashing are misusing the concept of CSR. Greenwashing is when a company or organization spends more time and money claiming to be green through advertising and marketing than actually applying business practices that minimizes environmental impact. One of the best examples of CSR is Walt Disney. Walt Disney focuses on living healthier, strengthening communities, conserving nature, and thinking creatively. This falls perfectly into the triple bottom line as it includes environmental, social, and financial factors. Well, now you must be thinking, but is CSR really necessary? One of the greatest benefits of promoting social responsibility in a company is the positive environment people feel working. When employees and management feel that they are working for a company that has true principles, they will likely be more enthusiastic and engaged in their jobs. Using CSR can help companies engage with customers in new ways. People prefer companies with a high CSR and buy their products. They would prefer to buy products from a company with a high CSR than a company with a low CSR. This leads to more profit for the company. I hope this little video helped you get a much better understanding about CSR, and I hope you had a fun experience learning it with me. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you very soon with another episode.
Did everyone have a fun experience? So, did everyone hear that, by the way?
Yes.
I had a slight problem. I think I need hearing aids. I'm struggling. Okay, so again, we went through this, the opportunities. We all know the problems in South Africa, yes? Does this look like anything new to you on the board?
No.
It's all the same, huh? Okay. Now, we talk about primal social responsibility. We can look at someone like Pick n Pay. Okay, so Pick n Pay owners, they have vested interest in financial performance. Edgar's, if you remember Edgar's back in the day, everyone thought they were a giant and were too big to fall. At the moment, there's chances they could liquidate. It's not guaranteed. But due to the direction they took, mismanagement, their maximization of profits went down the toilet, as we could say. Employees should be invested in the company as it affects their remuneration. Can someone tell me what remuneration is?
I think it's paying for something. No, I don't know.
It's what?
Paying for something? Or no?
Remuneration. So if you go work somewhere, what do you want? Show me the...
Money.
But it's not just money. What are the other things you get?
Bonus.
Benefits, yes. So remuneration is a package. What other benefits do you get?
Insurances like health cover, like medical cover and
Medical aid.
insurance.
And what about options for shares in a business? So if they give you options to shares, wouldn't that make you want to work harder for them? Or if they just gave you a paycheck at the end of the day, are you really going to care? But if you've got investment into the business, then it makes you a stakeholder. Do you see? Okay. Suppliers. Who supplies? What happens with Pick n Pay? They're actually quite evil. Some of their suppliers, or actually most of them, deliver a product and they only pay them in 90 days. Can you imagine that? You make something, deliver it, they pay in 90 days. Do you think that's fair?
No.
Why not?
Because how are they supposed to then pay for their supplies after that? Because 90 days is a very long time, 3 months. So how are they going to support themselves for those 3 months?
Exactly. But that's what these big corporations do. So they might do great things in corporate social responsibility, but to their actual stakeholders, the people who supply, 90 days is a long time to get your money for something you delivered. And they have the power to do that. That is actually what happens in a lot of corporate big conglomerates. Yes?
So in this instance, could a supplier demand more income because of the delay of 3 months?
Well,
Is it possible for them to do
supply versus demand, economics, yeah? If the supplier is so desperate to sell their product, Pick n Pay will push down the price. If it's in high demand, then yes. Just depends on the value of the product. But sadly, this is how a lot of business goes. Yep. Yes?
So why
Because Pick n Pay is main customer. Pick n Pay sells their product. Remember in the old days, well, maybe you don't, I'm quite old, we used to have like little side stores, so the Pick n Pays were smaller and okay, but they took away all the small business, so farmers, people who deliver these products are reliant on selling their product to people like Pick n Pay. But it gives you an idea, we'll get to the good, the bad, the ugly, things like Microsoft, Starbucks. These guys might give great stuff to the community, but they kind of mess people over in the meantime. Does that make sense? Anyway, just to make you aware, it's not obviously something you'd write in your exam, I don't think, but it gives you an idea. Someone can have an incredible CSR program, but in the background, they're actually messing a lot of people over to get that done. Makes sense? They might pay the employees badly, might not have great benefits or remuneration packages, pay 90 days later. Okay, consumers or shoppers, us, what do we want? What do you guys want? What do you guys want? Quality, cheap? Tell me. What's the best?
Good quality.
Where do you guys shop? Pick n Pay? Where else?
Woolworths.
So Woolworths is the best, huh? Yeah?
It's too expensive.
What's a good price?
Yeah, check is also practice these days.
Okay. And what about when you go like clothes shopping and stuff? What's the best? You're not going to go to Mr. Price, no? Or you would?
That's nice.
It's not bad, huh?
I think it depends on the target market because like we don't earn money, so I'm gonna go to cheaper places. But obviously people do other things, take the shop whatever they want.
Okay. So it's all about the money again. Okay, cool. Consumers are as competitors. Okay, as we can see. I'm going to change this a little bit to make it logical. Let's take it to St. Teresa School. Yeah? So the owners of St. Teresa's. Who are the employees? Teachers. And the ground staff, yes, anyone who works at the school, who gets a remuneration package, right? So, how do you keep them happy?
You give them bonuses.
Well, you can have bonuses. So there you go, okay, bonuses, yes. You make sure they're not overworked, they're happy, yes,
You
okay.
involve them in the school and not make them feel like they're not involved.
Did that make it feel?
You involve them in like the school, like the planning of the school, so that they don't feel like they're.
So they feel part of everything, yeah? Part of it, like shares, as I was mentioning in company. You're not going to get shares in the school, but you want to be part of the family.
Teachers don't get remuneration. Am I saying that right?
No, remuneration, all it means, so when you sign a contract, it's called a remuneration package. So it will be what you get paid monthly, yearly, potential bonus, 12th check or 13th check as they used to call it. Then it would be here are your holidays, here are your expectations, minimum hours, because we all need to be protected, which you'll see now in the employment acts. Because otherwise teachers would just be worked to the bone. If you see what I mean, they sign something that's an agreement with what the school has said. Okay? And obviously bonuses seem to be a winner there. Okay, who are the suppliers to the school? Parents, yeah? And who else?
The uniforms.
Yeah? Well, what do you study, guys? What is your book? Where does it come from? Do you IEB? So IEB, yeah? What did you say?
Oh, this is sponsors. This is sponsors.
Sponsors, yeah. I think the sponsors are the parents. Anyone who gives money into the school, yeah? But also what you're learning. You need quality education. IB or whatever the situation is, whatever your curriculum is, has to be good. Okay, consumers are? Put up your hand. Who are the consumers? All of you. You're all consumers. And finally, who are your competitors? I want to hear this. Who are the competitors? School. Lady? Kingsmead, okay. St. Stephen's College? Collegiate? What did you say? St. Stephen's is? Yeah, I went to the boys' school. Thank you. I like that. Okay. Cool. Sorry. My head is getting in the way. Hello? Sorry. Okay. What are the ANC's responsibilities as a government? We are stakeholders of the ANC. We voted them in. What do we expect from them?
Fulfill the needs.
They're what? The needs and wants of the population, bettering. What is the key we spoke about earlier? What are you guys doing every day? Education. What else? We spoke about things. Social corporate responsibility of the government is to, yes.
I was also going to say to just like make living conditions for the people in the country better, like try and decrease crime, like things like that.
Excellent. That is the government's responsibility. Well done.
Being ethical and giving back to the community, making sure that there's an honest relationship with the people outside.
Quality infrastructure, so bridges on building.
And that's going really well. Yes, but it is. It's what we are stakeholders. Their corporate social responsibility to us to help to develop this country better. Yeah.
Employment and service delivery.
Correct. Well done. But also what they do is they write acts. Okay? So, Constitution, Bill of Rights, Labour Relations. Who can tell me what triple BEE is? No, that's Black Empowerment. What's triple B? Broader-based Black Empowerment. Okay. It's a new one. Skills development. But as you can see, our Constitution, everything on paper is actually really amazing. And you read the white paper. If these could be put into place correctly and monitored, that's the key of monitoring everything that goes down, we would be a phenomenally amazing country. We really would. Okay. So I'd like you to read number 1, please. Just read from there. Business needs to focus.
I don't have my glasses.
Okay, that's a good excuse. I don't have my glasses either, so I can't read.
Local communities affected by business encroaching on their land and eco-environment, polluting nearby rivers and destruction of
Fauna and flora. So that just means plants and animals, right? What's encroaching? So, if you've got a river and you've got a lot of informal settlement, encroach with the river. So there'll be a lot of pollution along the river gets polluted, no fresh water down the line. Does that make sense? Okay. Number 2, please.
KFC sponsors grassroots cricket, but is enough being done in terms of all sports?
What do you think? What's your sport? Huh?
I used to play tennis.
Well, that's good. Okay. So what do you think? Is enough being done? No, okay, that's good. Yes, enough isn't being done. Okay, behind please. Number 3.
Educating illiterate adults.
Yes. How does that help?
It helps people empower themselves. They can, with being able to write, they can apply for jobs.
Just remember the previously disadvantaged.
Yes.
So if you come home and your parents don't understand why are you learning, why are you studying, you should be working, etc. If they are educated into the importance of education, then they can help. And then it changes the generation and the viewpoint on education a lot quicker. Yeah? And again, provide jobs, etc., etc. Okay, number 4 there, please.
AIDS prevention and treatment. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, you are. Perfect. I try to make it as small as possible, just to challenge you. Okay, can't wait for your turn next. But we are actually excellent at this. One of the best in the world. Okay. Number 5, please. Can you read that?
Reducing pollution in all forms, green energy and biodiversity.
You have 20/20 vision. Well done. No need to go to the optometrist. Okay. Give me ideas of green energy. Tell me some. What can we do with green energy? Okay, let's just go like this. We have Eskom, that is a monopoly. If other forms of energy were allowed, what other forms could we bring into the world?
Wind power.
Wind power, yes.
So I just have a question.
Okay, go.
You said that we're one of the best countries in terms of AIDS prevention and treatment, but don't we have the highest rates of...
Yeah, we have the highest rate. Well, so basically what happens, one interesting phenomenon, is in our constitution, if HIV caused AIDS, the government was responsible for sending out 3 antiretros. We send out more 3 antiretros than any other country. And Thabo Mbeki and the health minister, remember all this, there were about 1 million orphans. To avoid the constitution talking out, because they thought it would bankrupt the government, they said that HIV didn't cause AIDS, and about That's a friend of mine, Don Robbie. And he, it happened on news that it was exposed, and eventually they had to accept that it did. The reason why Cyprus stopped it, because it cost them millions and millions and millions, because then they had to start all these programs and send out anti-reactive. But no, we have come so far in the education. You go to the UK or Europe, and the education on HIV and all this kind of stuff is actually quite poor. No?
Back on the other things you were talking about, ESCOM.
Sorry?
When you were talking before, the energy and stuff.
Yeah?
Like solar energy and decreasing conservation.
And why is this country ideal for solar?
Because we
It's
have
hot.
Because we are hot. Okay. I think because we've got a big sun above us. Yes. Okay. Okay, so earlier I mentioned CSR can be used to disguise tax. Okay, but I'm going to give you a challenging version. So you got people like Starbucks and Microsoft who've been into trouble in the 90s and 2000 because they avoid tax, but they do invest a lot in CSR. Are they doing it to benefit themselves? Probably, but they have given a lot back to the community. Here's a question. South Africa, would you prefer the tax money to go to our government, or would you prefer individual corporations to actually invest into the country? Question. Individual corporations. Put up your hands for government. You want to go to government? Put up your hands for individual. Okay, there's no winner, but it's nice to see different ways of thinking. Okay. Okay, so at the back, there you go. I want to see how good your eyes are. Can you read number 1? So these are general solutions. Number 1, please.
Forestry, deforestation, and the impact on the environment.
You definitely don't need glasses. Well done. Okay. Okay, so what do we do? There's a lovely advert from Prudential Insurance where there's someone planting trees. Has anyone seen it? No one's seen it? It's a guy in India who's been doing it for 40 years.
Oh, yes.
There we go. You see, thinking, that higher order thinking is coming out. And he basically planted trees. And he created this massive forest. Even though trees were being used, it was, what's the word we're calling? Self-sustainable. Okay. If you use it, replace it. Okay, so stuff like that. So that's how we're starting to think. Can anyone tell me, there's a 2030 Sustainable Goals Initiative. Have we seen it before? It's to eradicate poverty, eradicate water. And what's it called? Where was it designed?
The SDGs.
The SDGs, brilliant. And who is the corporation that agreed on it? SDGs, excellent. UNESCO, yes, 2018. So by 2013, we eradicate all the problems in the world. Who thinks that's going to happen? Hands up. There's a lot of confidence in this room. Okay. So yes, the 17 over here. So I'll come back to this. But yes, sustainable goals. That's the one. Okay. So obviously it's poverty, water, food, hunger. They believe it can be done, but unfortunately what you need is everyone to be robots and perfect. No corruption, no issues. But it's a nice idea. Okay. So where were we? Okay, we're testing eyes here. That's actually why I'm here. I'm not actually even a teacher. I'm a optometrist. Okay. Cool. Number 2, please.
Are employees supported in the business they work in? Remuneration, social and cultural sensitivity, HIV clinics, working conditions and equal opportunities for all.
Okay. Do you think this is working in South Africa? No. Okay.
Not how they should be.
Can you give me a reason why?
It just depends on the different wearables and who's accountable for those different, like HIV clinics, like the health department. If they're not doing their jobs, then obviously the HIV clinics and other clinics will be working effectively. And in working conditions, people that the government is part of the employment department, they might checking if things are going accordingly. Then obviously other aspects will be different.
That was a phenomenal insight. And you used the word accountability. So when we looked at everything, there needs to be accountability. And often that is lacking. Yes?
In terms of the working conditions and equal opportunities for all, like till this day, in terms of like gender roles, females and males will be given the same job, but males will get paid more and females less. So, I don't know.
Interesting. I better not give an answer to that. I certainly better not. Yeah, you are right, but I think there's a big breakdown in how it goes. You've got to go in the laws. There's a point system. There's X, Y, Z. Also, it also depends what industry the person's going into. You know? So then it might be male dominated, but it might not be an industry that the female population are interested in. You know what I mean? It might be something they don't want to stay. So I think there's a broader picture there, but I think South Africa is pretty on track on getting things right. No? Yes.
And also because of like the low employment rates in South Africa, people are
Can you tell me what the percentage is?
I can't.
Take a guess. There's an official and unofficial.
Isn't it like 40% now?
That's the unofficial, yeah. So unofficial and official is around 28 to 30.
But it is like 40%.
Yeah. Can you tell me what the type of unemployment is called? And this is what we've had always. What's the type of unemployment is called? Structural. It means lack of skills. So we don't have the skilled labor. Like it's brilliant. We mine the gold, we mine the diamonds, export it. Then we pay taxes and extra to have the jewelry sent back to us because we don't even know how to make our own jewelry. Things like that. We don't have the skills. We have all the money in the world. We just don't know how to upskill and finish product and actually make the money from beginning to end. Does that make sense?
And that comes from the lack of education.
Yeah, of course it does. But lack of education, but it's also incentives. Should we all be doing the same things like in schools? At least you're doing business studies and ecos. I didn't. We had straightforward biology, maths, science. There was nothing to actually prepare us for the BCom I was going to do. But imagine if they had colleges in places like jewelry makers, things that we could actually use in our country. How do you improve on our electricity? What do we need? We need engineers. Do you see what I'm saying? The core things that we need in this country, we don't have. So we have to get German people over to come fix our electricity, etc., etc. Okay. The Germans are the most efficient at everything. Okay, so anyway, source materials. So here's number 3. Let's test some more eyes down there.
Make sure no harm-harmful customers with no illegal activity and inferior products are sold in malice.
So what does that mean?
I don't know what malice means, but I know that there mustn't be like corruption.
So malice means they sold on purpose. So do you remember that whole issue when, I don't know, they were selling horse meat or donkey meat in the food just because it was cheaper meat? If they sold with malice, they knew they were doing it. Or when they say they're selling you, I don't know, salmon, but it's actually charged as cheaper. So when they know what they're doing, but they're charging the same, they're doing it in malice. Or they put poisonous products that can do damage to you. I'm trying to think of that case.
It's the baby formula.
The baby formula, yeah, that's right.
They use the powder.
So they used cheap stuff in it, but they did it with malice. So i.e. they did it on purpose and actually didn't care about the fallout because they knew that we'd safely test, etc. before they got found out, but they greedy for profits, yeah? So it's about being honest and selling a good product, yeah? Okay, number 4, please. Yes, please.
Source materials from reputable and local suppliers if possible. Avoid black market and sweatshops exploiting workers.
So what's black market mean, please?
It's a legal place.
Illegal. No, but give me an example of black market.
Oh, it's like when you go onto the dark web and you sell your
Yes.
The selling of rhino horns.
So rhino horn, yeah, that's very good.
I don't know if this is right, but could you say it's the reason why we have corona today?
What? Black? You're talking, no. So you mean, yeah, what you thinking, the wet markets, where in China? Or?
Yes, like where they eat and like.
No, but that's not black market. That's what they eat. If you go to China, I've been to China, and I eat scorpion and I eat cockroaches. That's what they eat, huh? That's great. Like scorpion wasn't bad, huh? And they have amazing toilets there as well. So they make all the toilet paper in the world, no toilet paper. You walk in, and there's no front door. So you get the 2 side door, the toilet, no toilet paper. Those are the toilet. So I'm just warning you when you go to China. Take those photos. And that's a true story, Beijing, yeah?
Oh, with this laptop, also they sound like ornaments.
Illegal products. So, do you remember they used to sound like DVDs? Someone would go into a movie and record it.
Oh.
So like piracy and then selling on the side of the road. That's like piracy, black market. Okay, your turn please on the next one. Sorry, I don't know names. I apologize. I'm not being rude. Okay, specific solutions.
That is so small. Oh, it's teeny.
Okay. Hold on.
Environmental issues, climate change, carbon footprint, pollution, and renewable and biodegradable resources need to be a major focus of businesses.
Gee, that was good, huh? Okay, so climate change. Does anyone have any questions on this? Are we all a bit bored of hearing every single one of those words every day? I thought we loved CSR. See, I knew I'd catch you up. Okay, 2, please.
Sorry, labor issues. Work within the constraints of Labor Relations Act and communication with labor unions.
So what does constraints mean? Yeah, so you work within the rules, yeah? So like you have rules at school, you know what can be broken and what is within the rules. So you work within the constraints. I can see some people have broken it here. Can you please do number 3 for me? Maybe we mention ethical, please. Yeah.
Ethical issues, lower dishonesty in the business and avoid shortcuts or trying to rip customers off.
Okay, so we discussed that, putting like cheap products and that kind of stuff that actually ends up hurting people. We discussed piracy, where I said you film it in the cinema and then you go sell it. What's plagiarism? It's something you will discover if you go to university. What's plagiarism? Like copy and paste and you don't reference it, or your friend next to you. Oh, that's a great answer. Thank you very much. I like it. Trust me, you'll see it at thing. Okay, so just to wind up, can you please give me number 1? Hold on. What's that?
Primary stakeholders must be first priority to ensure business remains stable and operates well into the future.
Okay, so this is key. Just remember, number 1 rule, CSR. Okay? You're a business. First, your stakeholders come first. They are informed before you embark on a CSR program. Because CSR programs have actually collapsed businesses because they put too much into it and it's caused the business to fall apart. You need to make sure that your stakeholders, the people who invest in your business, come first and agree on this. Okay. CSR is great, but sometimes CSR can cripple. Okay. Do we understand it? So that's like the bad side of CSR, and we mentioned also with CSR how some people use it to avoid tax, etc., etc. But we kind of wish that everyone, as an individual, we all helped out, and as a company, everyone could have CSR programs. Okay. So that's what we mentioned over there. Avoid pledging too many resources affecting the business side and profitability. Okay? And involve community in decision making. So what does this mean? This is an interesting one actually. What does it mean?
That there's a good buy-in with the external.
With the local community. Can you imagine if you come in, oh, we got this community product, and they're very against it? It's not going to work, is it? So it has to be something the community needs and something you can provide. So you get together and have a discussion. Okay. But I think, how many minutes do we have left? Okay, guys, thank you very much. It was very nice to meet all of you. And have a good day. Huh?
Guys, you have to get your temperatures before we leave.